First of all, I want to thank the media for being here this afternoon. I'm standing with James Oturno, who's the UFT chapter leader for Jamaica High School, and obviously a whole bunch of students. You know, we've had several press conferences here to protest the city's effort to close Jamaica High School. Unfortunately, to date, thus far, they've won. But as part of a school closure plan, the Department of Education is to provide proper resources for those students who eventually will graduate out as they close the school. We're here to say that they're not doing that. And the students that are behind me are being shortchanged in their education. They're being shortchanged in the educational resources that they should be given, just like every other student in the city of New York. They used to have 3 guidance counselors. Now they have 1 to deal with several thousand students. They used to have smaller class size. Now they have bigger class size. They're being kicked out of the classes that they used to exist because the other specialized schools in this building are now taking over their space. The teachers, I understand, and James will talk about that, have to fight over resources for their own classroom. This is a disgrace by the mayor and the chancellor. These students deserve the best possible education, not just being sold off as if they don't exist anymore. It's almost like, and I hate to say this in front of them because it's not their fault, but it's like a lost generation that the city doesn't care about, whether they go on to college or whatever career they go on to. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chancellor, this is unacceptable. It's a disgrace on the city, and you immediately have to live up to the terms of the school closure plan and give these students the resources that they need. Now I'd like to call on James Oturno, the UFT chapter leader.
Thanks a lot for coming. Some of you aren't strangers to Jamaica High School, which is great. This school goes back, the history, to 1892, and the way they're ending it is an absolute disgrace. In my hand, I have parts of the Educational Impact Statement. That's the statutorily required document that the Department of Education has to put out before they can close a school. In that EIS for Jamaica High School, they promised all kinds of supports, all kinds of services for the kids here, and they haven't come through. Specifically, they said that there were 3 basic courses of study here at Jamaica High School. There was the computer science / engineering, finance, and law. They lost the 4th one, the gateway. They said for the students who remain behind, they will be able to finish their academic courses of study. Well, unfortunately, I can't make copies of this because we have no paper, but this is the Jamaica High School student guide. And if you look through this, and anybody can look through this, look through for the computer science and for the finance courses, they have a bunch listed. And some of these are basics that every high school should have, such as physics. Don't you think every high school should have physics?
Yes!
Chancellor always talks about people being college ready. Well, how can you be college ready if you don't have any physics? How can you be college ready if you don't offer chemistry? These classes that are part of the requirements in the computer science engineering program are not given here at Jamaica High School, and we have very few earth science classes too. So the State Scholars Initiative always talks about lab science, take those lab sciences. Well, our kids can't. That's a disgrace, it really is. Now, they also talk about the Finance Academy. with some students behind me who are in the finance academy, and they want their economics classes, things like money and banking. Other courses in line with that, and we don't give them anymore. So these kids were promised by the city in their legal document that they were going to have access to the courses they need for their programs, and they're not getting them. All they're getting is a skeleton program, basically finish now or get out. We find that very objectionable. Now, when we complained to the state about this, they said they will send somebody here on January 19th. Well, we complained to the states a long time ago, earlier in the fall. What are they waiting for? They're going to investigate in January? And when do they plan on providing us with any services? I don't think those are coming anytime soon. Now, in terms of this educational impact statement, they also said that the students should be able to talk to their guidance counselor with more regularity. Well, as Senator Vela said, they got rid of most of the guidance staff. So when are they supposed to do that? Ms. Aguilar has a huge caseload, and they moved the other counselor who's left from special ed, and they said, well, you can only deal with those kids part of the time. The rest of the time, take the caseload. That's ridiculous, because some of our most at-risk pupils are in special ed, and they need services counselor full-time, not just some part-time person. That's ridiculous. So then they also claim that they were going to bring a librarian back after we complained. And they did bring a librarian back, but Ms. Frank sent me an email the other day saying that the library is basically empty. Nothing in there. Apart from these legal things, how do you think it feels for these students to come to school, in a school which has everyday problems with supplies, shortages everywhere, and they see on the other floors in these new schools the smart boards coming in every day, the laptops coming in every day, the latest in technology, and we have to plead for a piece of paper. We have to plead for chalk. Forget about smart boards, we can't even get chalk to write on blackboard. Some of these students can explain this in greater detail, but we're asking the mayor, the chancellor, and the state education department, Commissioner King, you guys got to keep your promises. And if you're not going to keep your promises, you really had no business closing this school, because what this comes down to, and I hate to be so cynical, but if you can starve these kids out so that more and more of them drop out, and provide all these great resources for the new schools, then 3 or 4 years from now you can say, well, you see, Jamaica had a low graduation rate, and now what we're replacing with, they're doing better. Well, if they would provide us with the resources, we would do better. I'd like to introduce some of these students who are gonna tell their story. One of the students who was in my advanced placement class last year and now can't get into an honors class because we don't have them anymore. Rainer on my right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eternal. And as previously stated, Jamaica High School has a shortages of classes. I, as a senior of Jamaica High School, would have loved to go to an honors class. I would have loved to have AP classes. However, Jamaica High School does not offer that anymore. Our teachers are suffering shortages of paper, basic materials. A teacher has to take out of its his or her individual salary to pay for copies so we can get information straight, everything. To graduate from high school, you need at least 1 music credit or 1 art credit. What if I didn't want to take art, because that is what I'm taking? I would have loved to take music. However, Jamaica High School does not offer that anymore. They took away our music class. We have a shortage of teachers because most of them were either moved to another school or just kicked out. We barely have any space. The 3rd floor, Jamaica is a 4-floor school. The 4th floor is now reserved for the college office and Geo Store and Queens Collegiate. The 3rd floor, however, has become all property of Jamaica Gateway to the Sciences, the new Jamaica Gateway school that has opened up on the 3rd floor. The 2nd floor is entirely ours. However, one wing of the school has gone to another school named Holland. In these schools, you'll see the most advanced technology. You'll see every student has their own laptop, where our computer class, our computers do not work at all. Our computers cannot print, our computers cannot go into the internet. Some of them don't even turn on. They have smart boards, they offer better classes, they offer physics, they offer calculus, however, our school does not. And pre-calculus as well. Throwing us out. And we're not gonna take it.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kimberly, and I'm here to address the issue with Jamaica phasing out. First off, I would like to say that, metaphorically speaking, the other schools are given meals, and we Jamaica are given the crumbs, meaning that they have all this advanced stuff, and we're not given anything. I mean, the teachers can't even afford to give us tests on Scantrons because they have lack of supplies. I was in a class where the teacher wanted to give us a test, and then she had to push it back because there was lack of Scantrons. This issue is not fair. We students at Jamaica High School, a lot of us want to have a future, and then we want to be successful. And the chancellor is not giving us that opportunity. I took a year of French last year, 1 year of French. This year, if I wanted to take another year of French in order to take the advanced regions, I wouldn't be able to do that because we don't have a French teacher. It's just not right. And I think if the mayor really want to know what the issues are, what type of stuff are going on in the school, he should come up here for himself and see, instead of... He treats us like we do not matter, and yes, we do matter. And I have another year in this school, and honestly, I'm very worried. I mean, the lack of teachers and everything. I just hope that next year they don't pull out more teachers, because it's not fair to us students. I mean, not just going around and speaking with other students. Also, that's also their input.
My name is Jahan Firdaus. I'm a student of Jamaica High School. As a student here in Jamaica High School, I feel I should be given the opportunity to take classes in subject chemistry and physics. I like science, and the only reason I immigrated to this country is to explore my knowledge on science. And I had accessed these classes in my country, Bangladesh, and I see the other school that provides the same classes, they have the same classes. And as the student of Jamaica High School, we deserve the classes because we deserve the same privileges the student of other school gets, because we have the capability to do take these classes. Thank you so much.
ESL to be heard, because we are the international students. We need ESL. Last year we had Mr. Kupino, who was the provider of ESL, but now we don't have Mr. Kupino. They transferred him to another school. I want ESL because we are the immigrant people. We come from another country in United States for a better education, but we don't have the ESL. So if we don't have ESL, then how come we will learn and we will be established as our parents wanted? Now my parents are working so hard. When they were in my country, they were like great people, but now they are working as a labor. But I want to show the people that we can do it. So we came here to United States for a better education. So I want ESL to be heard.